The time feature in Project.co lets you keep track of your team's time as you work on projects and tasks. It's quick and easy to record your time, and it provides everyone with a clear record of what's been done and when. Let me show you how it works. Okay, so we're on the main projects page. Let's start by diving into a project. And you can see up the top we've got a time tab, which takes us to the time page within this project. Okay, you can also see that we've got a range of time records already on this project. And here's the data you can see. We've got the date. This is the date the time was spent, effectively. How many hours was part of this time entry. And this can be a single number or it can be a decimal. We got who is responsible for the time, who spent the time on the project, and you can see whether it's attached to a task or not. So this will be whether it's attached to a task in this project. So time entries are always attached to a project, but they can optionally be also attached to a task as well. And we've got a description for this time entry, which is really nice, so that we've got a clear description of what was done, why this time entry was added. This is also optional, so you don't have to enter a description, and you can decide whether you want to add a description or not in your time entries. So let's add another time entry, see how that looks. So if I click Add Time Entry up here, you can see, firstly, I get to choose who. So let's select myself. The project we're in is pre-selected, but we can actually add another project if we want. So let's just choose this project. We can optionally add a task. I'm going to leave that blank for now. And I can say how many hours. So let me choose 1 hour. I'll add that as today. And I'll say client catch up. I can now choose whether I want to add this time entry and close the pop-up. So that's if I want to just add one time entry. I can choose whether I want to add and then reset the pop-up so that I can enter another very quickly. Or I can choose cancel just to close the pop-up. So in this instance, I'm just going to add the time entry and close. And you can see that was added right here. You'll notice that we have a star next to each of these as well. This is so that we can add custom fields or add a value for a custom field. So in this account, in the account settings, I've actually set up a custom field on time records. And this works the same as it does on projects and tasks and people and files. So you can add all sorts of different custom fields to time so that you can track your own data as well. So what I've added here is, if I click here, you'll see we open the edit time entry, and the custom field that I've added is billable. You can add multiple custom fields. I've just added one into this account, but I can choose whether this is a billable time entry or not. So I'll check yes there, and I'll save. So if I just close this, you can now see we have our custom field is recorded here as we see the name, billable, and we see yes. And you could have multiple here. I just have one. This is a fantastic way to not only track time records, but also track your own custom data along with each time record as well. You can, of course, edit like we have just done here. And you can delete time entries if you make a mistake or if it's no longer required. Down at the bottom here, you see we've got a total. We'll come back to this in a moment when I show you the filter options, but you can see a total of all the hours in the current view. And you can see whether all entries are visible, or it will also tell you if some are missing based on your filter options. And this is great so that you know when you export your data to CSV, if you're exporting all visible entries for this project or globally, to make sure that you don't miss any. So if we come up here, we can also filter by person. So if I want to filter to just Jacob, for example, I can do that, and you'll see the total is also updated. Jacob's not worked on any tasks. Let me see if I can filter to Becky. Yeah, Becky's worked on some tasks, so we can see now filter just to Becky, filter just to a task, and we can choose start date and end date as well. So let me actually just remove those, and maybe we just want to filter to just time entries after the start of this week. And you can see whenever I make changes, the total is updated, and we can see if we're missing any based on our missing any entries based on our filter settings. Okay, so this is just within one single project, and we're only seeing time entries for this project. But if I come over to the main time, the global time page here, you'll see we now see all time entries across all projects, and we have a new column to record this as well, which is to be able to see this as well, which is project. So I can now come in here and I can see all time across all projects, and I can see which project each is on. I can click here if I want to and go to any particular project, or I can click and go to any particular task as well. Otherwise, everything works in a very similar way. We could filter on the global page by project if we want to, or we can filter by person and see their work across multiple projects, across different date ranges. By default, we just show 7 days so that you're not loading lots of data every time you come to this page, but of course you can come in here and edit that and change and see different dates. So if we wanted to see all time across all projects for all people for this month, so I'm on 1st of December to the 19th of December, I can do that. And now you can come down here and you can see we've got 72 hours, and we could export that to CSV if we want, so that we can work with it further, analyze it further, put it into a different system, or whatever we want to do. We have a few settings regarding time. So if I come up to our account settings and then go to the account settings page here, you can see down at the bottom we have a few time settings. So first off, we can choose whether time is visible in this account as a whole for everybody. And this will basically turn off time. It won't show in the sidebar. It won't show in projects. You won't be able to add time entries. It basically turns time off for your account. So if you don't want to use time in your account, you can come in here and simply turn it off. When it's checked, it's on. We can also choose whether time can be added to tasks or not. So at the moment it's on, but if we turn it off, then you won't see time on tasks. You won't see the ability to add a task in the add or edit time entry pop-ups as well. So time simply just won't show on tasks, and you won't get the option to add it to tasks either. You can choose which roles, so which people based on their role can see time. At the moment in here we've got it's visible to team admins, team and external freelance roles. It will never be visible to clients, so people with a client role will never see time either in the sidebar, in projects, or anywhere else. They just won't see it. And you can determine here whether other roles can see it as well. So perhaps we just want to have it visible to team admin. We can do that. Maybe we also want to have it visible to team, people with a team role as well. And you could also have it visible to external people or people with a freelance role. When you do choose the external freelance role, you also get this extra option, which says that people with a freelance role, also called an external role, can only see their own time entries. So this is great for if you want to record the time of freelancers or external partners. You want to let them add their own time entries, but you don't want them to see other people's time entries. So other freelancers, other people with a freelance role, they won't be able to see their time. They won't be able to see your team's time. They will only be able to see time entries that are attached to their user. This means it's really great for them to be able to add their own time entries, but they won't be able to see other people's time entries. Of course, team admin and team will always be able to see all time entries on projects that they have access to. Okay, so that's a whistle-stop tour of the main features of time. If you have any questions, please reach out to our support team. We'd love to help.